afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. I'm heading home from work and thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about D&D. Instead, I'm going to talk about World of Darkness. Now, World of Darkness is something that I used to spend a lot of time playing and running, and then I didn't play it for quite a while. And then last year, I ran a very short run, maybe 4 or 5 week long Changeling game. Ended with a very traumatic total party kill. And then we went back to D&D again. But I have recently discovered, and yes, I know they've been out for a little while. I was out of touch. I have recently discovered the 20th anniversary volumes of the World of Darkness games. Now, I will say right off the bat, to me, World of Darkness will always be what is now called the old World of Darkness. The new World of Darkness, never got on with it. Never got on with it at all. But the old World of Darkness, which is what the 20th anniversary volumes bring back for us, I love them. Love them. Now, what is the World of Darkness? I'm going to just do a very brief intro on the system. Now, World of Darkness is a modern day, as in it is set in the here and now, modern world, cars, guns, the whole deal, D10 based gaming system. Everything you're going to roll in World of Darkness is a D10. Or, more specifically, piles of D10s. The way the system is set up, you add up your ability and your skill, you get a number of dice, you take that many dice, you roll against a target number, which can be anywhere from a 3 to a 9, and every die that is over that target number counts as 1 success. A 10 counts as 2, a 1 subtracts a success. And if you get enough successes, which in a lot of cases is 1, in some cases it's more than 1, then you succeed. It's fairly straightforward. Now, what is not straightforward is the fact that World of Darkness is, in some cases, a game, or in some cases, many different games. Now, this is where it throws some people. See, you can play a game called Vampire the Masquerade, or Werewolf the Apocalypse, or Mage the Ascension. Almost all of the books are something the something. Geist the Sin Eaters, Mummy the Resurrection, Changeling the Dreaming. There's a lot of them. There's actually more of them than I had remembered there were when I went back and looked. And each of these can be run independently as its own system. The beauty of the system, though, is that they all use the same base rules and they all interlink. So, if you want to play a game of Vampire and you build a human before you add any vampire traits to them, or if you want to build a werewolf and you build a human before you add any werewolf traits to them, The rules for building a human in Vampire and Werewolf are the same. The stats are the same, the skills are the same, the health is the same. It all lines up. And the cosmology of the world is built in such a way that the vampires dislike the werewolves dislike the vampires and the mages, and the mages dislike the vampires and the werewolves, and all of these groups all are antagonistic towards each other. But not always. Sometimes they become allies. You could, through some very weird circumstances, actually manage to have a group that consists of a vampire, a werewolf, a mage, a changeling, which, for those who don't know, is a fey creature, a mummy. You could have all of the Halloween rejects in a group together in this system, and they will be roughly balanced. I say roughly because there are always people who will argue, oh, a mage is always stronger than this, or a vampire is always... It's not true. It's simply not true. Mages with certain builds are stronger than vampires with certain builds. Yes. Vampires with certain builds will murder mages with certain builds. There is no clear-cut definition that says these are stronger than these. It is not rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, so the beauty of this, though, is that White Wolf, which is now Onyx Publishing, the company that created these games, did one of the best things I have ever seen a gaming company do, and they had a cohesive storyline across all of their products, across all of their editions. What this means is that when you go from Mage the Ascension 1st edition to 2nd edition to 3rd edition, which was called Revised, the storyline maintains and progresses with each edition. They actually, each time they upgraded the game, kept the story and added more to it. I've never seen another system that did as good of a job of it as these guys did. And now, well, I'll say they did that until Revised, and then someone had the bright idea to throw it all in the toilet and try to sell what was left over in the toilet. New World of Darkness threw everything out, rebuilt everything, rebuilt all of the history, all of the groups, the clans. They changed absolutely everything about it, tried to call it the same thing, and it just didn't work. But now, 20 years later, they have brought out the 20th anniversary editions. Now this includes Vampire 20th, Werewolf 20th, Changeling 20th, Mage 20th, and I do believe that there are some others that are still on Kickstarter, awaiting release. Now, what these do, and what's amazing about these, is they bring together all of the editions. They basically have taken the rules across the editions, figured out the best way that the rule worked across any of them, tidied it up to improve on it, and then re-released it all as one cohesive set. That's great, for one thing. They fixed a lot of the rules and made them make more sense. They've also updated the book to modern times. It was a bit outdated. And they've also taken the story from across all of the editions and included it in one cohesive volume. Now, they've called it future history or something like that. Basically saying, these events, depending on where you set your game on the timeline, may have happened, may not have happened, or may never happen. And they've presented them and then said, you decide. Again, it's a brilliant way to run the material. Now, I'm at my destination. Time to pick up my grandson. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I will come back and talk about this system more, because the more I read of the 20th anniversary editions, the more I'm falling back in love with it. Now, this doesn't mean that the normal D&D and Drive talks will stop. My morning chats will still be D&D. My Monday game is still continuing D&D. It is looking like when the Tuesday game ends, the DM that is running that game is looking to start a Mage game. So I'm very excited for that. I'm looking forward to that. And I will be talking about my character at some point. I think I have a really interesting idea. So there we have it. I'll talk to you later. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back in the morning.